Hey Yang Gang, I'm back from New Hampshire and just thought I'd share a couple thoughts before the voting starts in a few hours. So, I guess what I mostly want to talk about was the different paths forward from tonight, no matter what happens. The one thing I can say is that there's a number of campaigns collapsing in New Hampshire, that's for sure. I saw Warren losing votes rapidly to Amy and to Pete. I think I saw like two or three Biden voters when I was knocking on the door, so I think he's done very soon. Obviously, Pete and Bernie are doing well, and Amy's on the rise. But this is going to be a chaotic time, and I didn't see many Gabbard voters. I think this could be her last stand. So, what we need to do is we need to make it through this chaotic period when a bunch of people drop out and the field narrows, and it's going to narrow to the point where there's going to be a number of voters who completely dislike the couple that are left. Especially if it's coming down to Bloomberg and Bernie, because they both they both have a lot of people that either love them or hate them, and so there is a need for someone else in between. And I think Yang's best chances to keep on going is obviously exceed expectations. That's the one thing the campaign and everybody was saying is we just need to exceed expectations and show that we're bringing in more people than the polls indicate. Um, and I really liked what the campaign was doing during the time I was there. They had switched all their energy over to District 2 in New Hampshire. And District 2 is kind of rural, poor, mill towns, mountains, isolated homes, just way more independent people. There's not the sort of wealthy white suburban towns that Pete and Warren do well in. So out in the country, it's all Bernie and Yang. And I think it's possible. Like, I don't know if it was internal polling or it was an actual poll that came out, but the polling in New Hampshire split into the two districts have Yang at about 3% in District 1 and about 9% in District 2. And we need to get 15% in one of those districts to get a delegate. So we just flooded District 2, the rural area of New Hampshire, those last couple days. And, I had that incredible day where I was just, it seemed like everybody I came upon was looking to make a decision and they didn't like anybody else and they were turning to Yang. Of course, it's more Yang targeted households. Um, but hold on one second, I've got a cat on the table. Right here. Here you go, buddy. Um, but anyway, I saw us surging, and I don't know where that's going to take us, if that can take us to 15%. But if it does, if we can get a delegate, then we're in the Nevada debate, and I think Nevada and South Carolina and a lot of the other states are going to be better for Yang because New Hampshire is more independent than Iowa. I think Iowa is very conservative, not just like Republican, but like not the kind of people that like big new ideas. And I think places like Nevada and South Carolina, which are way more diverse, are going to be better for Yang than for people like Warren or Klobuchar or some of the others that are up there still. Um, and I think one of the biggest things is we don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, Iowa didn't go nearly as well as we hoped, so we're probably not even New Hampshire. I can tell you Bernie's going to win and Pete's going to come in second. But what's great is the rest of the field is just a mess right now. We could come in third. We could definitely beat Joe Biden. He's falling so quickly. Coming in fifth, beating Joe Biden would be a great result. That would show that we're really moving up and we have a chance. And I think the thing that just is important to realize is just don't give up no matter what happens, because Yang is 45 years old. The Yang Gang is so incredibly tightly knit. Like, look how many people are already running for Congress or for their state legislature, and how many people kind of announced it the next couple days. Some of the major Yang Gang that we've known online are going to try to make a difference in their community and push UBI. And this is my prediction. If somehow Yang doesn't make it, it's going to be Bernie and Bloomberg, and it's going to split the Democratic Party. And I think, honestly, Trump's going to win. And if Trump wins, I think most economists say we're on our way back down into some sort of recession. Depends how bad it will be. So over the next couple of years, not only will we have everything that Yang talks about, the suicides and drug overdoses at all-time highs and life expectancy all-time are dropping for the first time in 3 years, we're also going to have an economy that's falling. And there's going to be everything Yang predicted. Yang's going to look like a prophet because so many of the things that he predicted, all the automation, is going to come to pass, and he's going to have been the first one to really talk about it. And so if Yang was to rise in 2024 to take on the next Republican, I think he has so many more things going for him. Like what I noticed when I was with the campaign was that they're doing the absolute best they can, but people like Bernie have structures in place from 2016. They were learning on the fly, and they were putting together an incredible team. But if he has 4 more years to think it through and just keep getting out on Joe Rogan, on different podcasts, just get into the ears of so many different people who are looking for something different, then we could be a major, major player in 2024. So I'm not saying that to say to give up on 2020 right now, but I'm just saying everything that we have going for us will only be going for us even more in 4 years. And Andrew Yang isn't going anywhere, and the core of the Yang Gang isn't going anywhere. So I guess I'm saying that just so you don't get depressed, because the worst thing that we can do is get depressed. So we're going for the win now, and we're going to try to have an enormous result in New Hampshire, I think even better in Nevada. But if it doesn't happen, we don't need to think that this is over. This movement has just begun, and this is going to be a historical movement. I mean, the biggest thing that I've been happy about is that Yang made it to a place in society where everybody will know that he's the first one to talk about UBI and automation on a national level as a politician. So when the history books are written, and UBI, I feel, is inevitable, the Yang Gang and Andrew Yang are going to be at a core turning point in that history. Also, the not left, not right, but forward, humanity first element of it, like, we have to play that up the best we can because none of the other candidates are really talking about it. And so the divisions between the right and the left are just growing bigger and bigger. And, you can't get further divided without the rubber band snapping, without violence happening. And I think we are the movement that's actually could unite the country. So it might be hard now because it's looking harder for Yang to win. But just remember that we are the beginnings of something really special, and Andrew Yang is going to make it to that presidency no matter what, whether it's this year, in 4 years, in 8 years, whatever it is. We are going to make it into that presidency, and we are going to change the country for the better. So let's just keep our hopes up, know that no matter what, we're doing well, and we're spreading the message, and it's only going to go up from here. So hope it goes well in New Hampshire. No matter what, let's keep on pushing. Let's keep Yang in this because this is going to be a chaotic race the next 2 months. Next 2 weeks, actually. So if he can stay in it, if he can weather the storm, he's going to start to look like the only alternative to Biden, to Bernie and Bloomberg. And a lot of people are going to want that. And then the more people that start to look at him, the more people will realize that he's not just a lesser of 3 evils, that he is something truly special that can change this country. So let's keep the energy going. Let's keep donating because that keeps them in it. And let's wish good luck to all our friends in New Hampshire. All right, Yang Gang, we got this.